Hey guys! Last time you joined me at the Falkirk Wheel, and in this video I've come a few miles down the road to the Kelpies. Rearing 30 metres in the sky, the Kelpies are these steel sculptures of horse heads located in Helix Park in Falkirk. The horses create a gateway for the Forth and Clyde Canal. Designed by Andy Scott, the sculptures are a tribute to the role of horses played both in the construction and operation of Scottish canals, as well as in many other industries across the country. The sculptures opened to the public in 2014, along with a new extension of the Forth and Clyde Canal, reconnecting it to the River Forth.
The Kelpies get their name from the shape-changing water spirits said to inhabit the lochs and rivers of Scotland. These creatures are known to sometimes take on human form and lure their victims down to the water's edge. Then when you touch the Kelpie, your hand becomes stuck on the creature's back and it will return to its equine form, dragging you down to the depths of the water and your horrible death. This is why Scottish mammies warn their children, stay away from the water or the Kelpies will get you.
When I was planning my trip, I wasn't that bothered about going to see them, but I am so glad that I did. Their size is overwhelming and they are so lifelike it's almost intimidating. Whilst here, I had a chance to chat with some of the boaters about the differences of living on the Scottish waterways, so I went off to investigate further. I've come to Clydebank, a few miles from the city of Glasgow, at the far west of the Forth and Clyde Canal. This is Dalmuir drop lock. Boats come into the lock and it takes 40 minutes for them to be lowered so they can travel beneath the Dumbarton Road. The Forth and Clyde Canal opened in 1790, connecting the Firth of Forth and the Firth of Clyde. However, as the boats being built were getting much bigger, the canal became more and more obsolete, and was finally closed in the 1960s. The town of Clydebank grew around the shipyards along the River Clyde. We'll explore that more in my next video. Passengers were once transported on the canal by steamboat, and by 1812, 44,000 people had travelled this way. Today the canal is 35 miles long, starting at the River Carron and joining the River Clyde at Bowling. I met a lovely dog and his human at Dalmuir who recommended I head down to the Basin at Bowling to have a little nose around, so that's what I did. I was captivated straight away. Only half an hour from the bustling city of Glasgow, Bowling Basin sits peacefully in front of a stunning backdrop of grass-covered hills, just begging to be explored. There are a good number of boats here with decent looking facilities, as well as a dog-themed cafe and some shops. There are also offices for Scottish Canals, the organisation that manages the canals up here. They are the Scottish version of the Canal and River Trust, and came about when British Waterways was no more. What's really interesting about the canals in Scotland is that they don't have continuous cruises. All boats need to have a permanent mooring, whether that be leisure or residential. And another thing I noticed was that a lot of the boats had names of English boatyards painted on them. I spoke to some boaters on the Forth and Clyde, and they had all transported their narrow boats by road, as the Scottish canals don't join with the English. The engineer who oversaw the building of the Forth and Clyde was John Smeaton, the same engineer who was responsible for the building of the Limehouse Cut. At the end of the basin, the canal runs into the estuary of the River Clyde, which I'm going to be exploring more next time, so make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss that. I am so in love with this place, and I would give anything to pack up and move, but unfortunately I'm tied to London because of work. In conclusion, it seems that although new life has been breathed into the Scottish canals, they are still massively underused. Although the tranquility would be a massive draw, on balance I do think it's a shame that they're not being used more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.